And one of those double-digit teams, possibly, but probably not. Depends on how they keep going. Indiana?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. I mean, Indiana to me, we'll just go right into it. Did you expect them to be this good this soon?
No, I really didn't. I wasn't really looking at Indiana. They were not on my radar, and now they're 16-3 and in the top 25.
I had them and I feel stupid for saying this, being the resident Big Ten guy. I mean, if we had, for college basketball, if me and you had to pick conferences, I'd be the Big Ten, you'd be the ACC guy. Am I gauging that correctly?
Yeah.
In football, I'm the Big Ten guy still. You're the SEC guy.
Yeah.
So Brandon changes a little bit depending on what time of the year it is. I'm Big Ten all the way through.
Look at you, buddy.
Big Ten Network, that's what I'm watching, especially during this time. And I'll be honest.
Honesty is key.
I had Indiana as like a middle-of-the-road, not that great Big Ten team this year. Because the way I saw it is, hey, you know what? They have the tools to be good, but it's going to take them a year to get back up. And this may be the year that people start calling for Tom Crean to be fired, maybe, from Hoosier basketball. And
Purdue fans would love that.
Well, Purdue fans would love it. But, I mean, yeah, they lose some early games. They Wake Forest. They lose to UNLV. They lose to number 7 Duke at the time on the road. But, Brandon, since they lost to Duke, they have not lost a single game, reeling off 11 straight wins, and they are 6-0 in the Big Ten. 6-0, and they beat Wisconsin in there. They've beaten Ohio State in there. The last game, it pains me to say, 103-69 against my Illini. That wasn't an easy score to swallow. That was not an easy score to swallow. And this
wasn't even a good one to look at.
This is a team that, I'm going to say it right now, right here, right now. Indiana is going to be the 4th seed in the Big Ten tournament. How it's going to be is Michigan State will still be number 1. Iowa will be number 2. Maryland will fall a little bit. They'll be at 3, and Indiana will be 4. That's the top 4 seeds in the Big Ten tournament, all 4 getting byes.
Maryland still your favorite?
No, they're not. The team I'm really
not anymore.
The team I'm really liking in the Big Ten right now is Iowa.
Yeah,
Iowa and
I would say Iowa more so than Indiana
because they beat Michigan State twice.
I would say Iowa is more so the team that kind of came out of nowhere for me.
Well, I mean, the thing that I'm going to throw your way is, are they kind of feeding off momentum from the football team?
No.
Football team also came out of nowhere this year. No one expected Iowa to be Rose Bowl participants, almost college football playoff participants.
No,
Nobody had Iowa.
I don't think that there's really that cross momentum, but I think that some of these Big Ten teams. I mean, the Big Ten, I think, in basketball, usually pretty good.
We're the SEC of college basketball. I'm saying it each and every year.
Getting a lot better. A lot better. I mean, just for teams like Indiana, for teams like Iowa. Then you got Michigan State, of course, Maryland. I mean, all the time there's something new. Northwestern even gave Maryland a run the other night. I mean, there is good competition within this conference.
I think the best thing for the Big Ten from that move that they had when we added Maryland and we added Rutgers was adding Maryland, because in football it really didn't matter. I mean, you had added 2 more teams. Cool. You get more games. Cool. However, what really helped this conference was adding Maryland in basketball. Because, Brandon, we mentioned you're an ACC guy. Maryland came from your conference and came to mine. Went from yours, came to mine. No more Maryland Duke, no more Maryland NC. Now it's Maryland Michigan State, Maryland Wisconsin, Maryland Iowa, Maryland Ohio State.
I'll tell you what, I think that's weird. I think it was
an East
weird.
Coast team playing the Midwest.
It was weird the other night watching Northwestern and Maryland play, and this is a conference game. That just doesn't feel right.
However, for college basketball, it just made the Big Ten even tougher. And I mean, Indiana, because they're who this segment of the podcast is wrapped around, they're going to be a 4 seed in the Big Ten Conference. And I'm even going to say this. The Big Ten final game of the tournament will be, I'm making the prediction right now. You ready for it, Brandon?
Oh, I am ready.
It's going to be Indiana, Michigan State. Michigan State's going to beat Iowa in the semifinal game to move on into the championship.
Well, you know what's made Indiana so good this year?
Or Maryland, however it mapped out. Because how I said it, Michigan State's going to beat one of them. Indiana's going to beat the other. It's going to be Indiana, Michigan State in the conference tournament final.
11-0 at home.
For Indiana?
Yeah. Before you cut me off.
Yeah. All three of their...
11-0 at home. That's a good team. That's what makes a team like that strong.
See, the one thing I'm going to throw in there, though, and I'll ask this question to you, is as we get more and more towards the tournament season, that stat's going to be kind of a little weary with me. Because where do you play your tournament games, Brandon? Away from home. You play them away from home. Does that matter to you that, okay, you can win at home, but if you can't win on the road? And I'm not saying the Hoosiers can't. They only lost 3 games away from home, but really...
I'm saying that's giving them a really solid standing for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Some of the big home games coming up, Northwestern, like you said, gave Maryland a bit of their run. They've got Minnesota. Then Iowa comes to town on the 11th. You've got Purdue coming to town on the 20th. And then they end the regular season March 5th when Maryland comes to town. So right there, 3 big home games to end the year. However, they also have 2 big road games where they got to go to Lansing to play East Lansing to play the Spartans, and then they have to go to Iowa March 1st before they host the Terrapins at home.
Yeah, they got a tough end of the schedule, that's for sure.
What do you think? Give me what you think, gut reaction. What are the Hoosiers going to be? Can we expect them to, one, I'm going to throw this one out there. Can we expect them to win the Big Ten Conference Tournament? And 2, how far of a run right now do you see them making in March Madness? If you had to put money on it. Obviously, we're not putting money on it. I mean, we don't do that here.
No, we would never.
We're not DraftKings.
No, we're not, because we can't operate in Illinois.
No.
But I don't know where. I'm going to start with the back end first. I don't know how far that they will go in the tournament.
Are you going to pull we got to wait and see where they go? What seed they are, who's in front of them? Are you going to pull that game on me?
I am.
You're pulling that answer on me?
I'll be honest with you. This isn't a team that I haven't looked at them. I haven't watched them. I haven't really watched them at all. And I don't think that they'll win the Big Ten tournament. I don't even think they're a team to look at for the Big Ten tournament. I don't.
You think I'm overreacting?
Yeah.
Overreacting on the Hoosier train?
As you usually do.
Yeah,
yes.
And Illinois fans will probably be like, Ricky, you're supposed to pick them to lose because we hate that Indiana team that calls themselves Hoosiers. But
I think you may have a little bit of overreaction on them right now. I mean, they've cracked the top 25, but they've got a tough road. That's for sure. But I don't think that they're necessarily a big player in the conversation for who wins the Big Ten tournament.
Well, that is going to do it this week for the Primetime Podcast. I want to thank you guys for checking out the podcast this week. You can go ahead, follow us on Twitter. I'm at Ricky Widmer. Brandon is at young_swan19. Most Valuable Podcast is at Most Valuable Pod. I want to thank you guys yet again for checking this out. Go ahead, leave your thoughts below in the comment section. If you're on SoundCloud, hit that nice little heart and that repost button. And if you are on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us out, and you'll get all our content for Most Valuable Podcasts. You can also do so by going to mostvaluablepodcasts.com. Thank you again, the third time I'm saying it, for checking out this podcast. We'll see you in the next one. However, have a good day, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Most Valuable Pod for more great podcasts.